Sydney church stabbing. Bishop attacked during sermon. Yeah, really hates bishops. Hates them. Mentally ill, homeless people. Yeah, they hate them. Whenever I walk past the park back home and see a clearly mentally ill homeless person, it's usually either, he's doing one of two things. Either drinking special brew quite happily on his own, or sharpening a machete and muttering things about bishops and apostasy. Yeah, that's what they do. Everyone knows that. Definitely not going to be the follower of a certain other religious ideology, is it? Nah. Right then, ladies and gents, this is going to be a tough one to get through because I'm probably going to run out of colourful euphemisms, idioms, synonyms, and anything else that allows me to not mention the cult that is most beloved by absolutely everybody in power these days. Suffice it to say, I would be willing to bet my left testicle that the person who did it was a regular at that snack bar they're all shouting about all the time. Alan's. So, yeah, I reckon that is who we should be blaming. Either that or a mentally ill homeless man with a serious hatred for clerics of one or two particular religious ideologies, and definitely not the other one. Because the weird thing is, you never ever see these mentally ill homeless people that have got nothing to do with religion and don't like or care about it. It's got nothing to do with religion. But oddly, same when they cut that bloke's throat in France a couple of years back, they're never in those golden bell end shaped churches, are they? No. Weird that. Very strange how mentally ill homeless blokes only ever seem to attack the 4B2s and the Anglican priests and the bishops. It's very strange coincidence. Anyway, let's have a read. Sydney church stabbing. Bishop attacked during sermon. From the BBC. A bishop and several other people have been stabbed during a sermon in Sydney that was being streamed online. The incident happened on Monday evening at the Christ the Good Shepherd Church in the suburb of Wakeley. Police responded to reports that a number of people had been stabbed, but none of their injuries were life-threatening. Oh, well, that's good. Every cloud. Few people got stabbed by mentally ill homeless, but none of them were life-threatening. Cup of tea? Should we talk about something else? Yeah, let's talk about something else. Look, here's a white skinhead urinating up a tree. Lock him up. Throw the key away. Treat him like Harold Shipman. That's a good. In fact, let's talk about Harold Shipman. He was an Englishman, you know. Yes, talk about him. Definitely don't talk about the mental homeless. Following the attack, large crowds appeared outside the church, with unverified footage posted appearing to show some of them attacking the building and emergency service vehicles. Police said a large response is underway and the public is urged to avoid the area and perhaps go and pray in their local Bell End church on a Friday. Why don't you convert? Why don't you grow a big beard? Change your name to something that starts with M, followed by Oscar Hotel. That'd be a good idea. Why don't you do that? Why don't you force your wife into a bin liner? That's a good idea. Let's all do that. Local mayor was among those calling for calm. He said, I understand people are distraught, but what is important is that the bishop is fine. He's fine. He's going to be okay. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he might be down an eyeball, like old Mr. Rushdie, but he'll be fine. Who needs two eyes? You've already got one spare, so you can just get shot at one. It's totally fine, and it definitely won't be debilitating for the rest of his life. Which is a point I always make, isn't it? Having had a few injuries, you never really get over them. People getting horrifically injured is something you never properly recover from. I broke my ankle when I was a young thruster. It's never been the same. I can't imagine having 12 holes put in me will really do me any good, or be something that won't be annoying me a few years down the line. It's not fine, you absolute shithouse. These maniacs, the Western world's on fire. We can't go a week without some barbarous savage ruining people's lives forever in the case of people that are bereaved or horrifically injured. And they just want to keep telling us, it's fine, it's not fine. It's like your missus walking on and you're in bed with another woman and you're going, it's fine. Oh, is it? Oh, okay then. Seeing as you told me it's fine, would you like a cup of tea? Yeah, shut up, BBC and pansy-ass mayor. Actually, that's reminded me of another joke. I had to have a hard conversation with my missus. I sat down and waited for her when she came in. I said, love, sit down. I really need to talk to you. She said, Matt, we've been together for years. You're my soulmate. There is no more I. We're two halves of a whole. Now we are only we. I said, okay. We shagged your sister. According to AFP news agency, the neighbourhood is a sub for Sydney's small Christian Assyrian community, many of whom fled persecution and war in Iraq and Syria. Brilliant. So we help minority Christian groups in war-torn countries, and then they come to get away from all of the weirdos, and then they follow them, and we go, yep, that's a good idea. Do you remember when that woman, that Yazidi girl who was kept as a slave by ISIS, and then she came out of Aldi carrying a shopping and bumped into one of the blokes who'd taken her prisoner? Imagine that, walking out with a Greek yogurt and a pint of milk, and then you bang into the bloke who had you chained up in his cellar for a month. Can you believe that? All right, love, how you doing? Cheers. We're massively helping these people out, aren't we? Unbelievable. It still all goes back to Merkel in my book. That little fat poison dwarf ruined the world, as far as I can see. But this is shocking. He was a popular YouTuber as well, apparently. It's going to kick off. So what is the moral of the story? Well, what do I keep telling you? What do I keep telling you a lot? Nobody wants to listen. Let me spell it out for you, right? There is nothing worse than the industrial scale abuse of children. They are the one group in society that everybody with a fully functioning brain feels a responsibility and a care for. And the British government, when it didn't do anything about the industrial scale torture, molestation, and occasionally murder of thousands of children, when they didn't do anything, that proved that nobody in the Western world will ever do anything. Because every new atrocity that takes place, people go, oh, this'll make them sort it out, this'll make them take notice. They won't. A generation has been conditioned like that kid off A Clockwork Orange with matchsticks under his eyeballs. Like, their brains have been hardwired to always accept any ignominy as long as it is being perpetuated by people who don't look like Anders Breivik, right? So they will not do anything about it ever until it massively kicks off. Like I keep telling you lot, just like on the plot of Starship Troopers or something, just like the plot of every forward-thinking author, they don't do anything. Our leaders are weak. They will never ever do anything about it. This could happen every day for a year and they wouldn't do anything about it because they didn't do anything about the industrial scale abuse of children. So what's going to happen? It's going to happen how it happens in all those clever people's novels, isn't it? It's going to get to the point where basically society collapses and you have running gangs battling each other in the streets. Think Northern Ireland times 1,000. That's where we're headed. That is where it is going to end up. People won't kick off because they're still entertained when this type of thing only happens every few days and they can cover it up. But eventually it will get to the point where it's a daily occurrence. People get sick and tired of burying the children and the relatives, and then it all boots off all across the world. And the second this happens in one of the places of worship that happens to have a big gold bell end on the top of it, half the world will be on fire. It'll make the George Floyd riots look like a walk in the parks. So, what's my advice as usual? Well, it's find it comically, grimly amusing because we are led by imbeciles. And then the second thing to do after you've stopped laughing is tool up as best you can, batten down the hatches, go into the improvised bomb shelter you've got in your house, if you've got any sense, and wait for the fireworks, because you're going to get what you're going to get. We always talk about preventions being better than cures, but I've told you a lot before. Our leaders are cowardly snakes. They don't do prevention. They do not do prevention. They only do cures. So it's going to get worse every week for the foreseeable future, and then it's going to massively boot off all across the world. Tens of millions of people will probably end up dying, and maybe we can rebuild from the ashes. But trust me, wide-scale civilizational collapse is coming. And at this point, who cares, right? Who cares? Got to read this every day. Might as well go the whole hog. In for a penny, in for a pound. That's what I say. But maybe I'm just a cynical prick. Let me know what you think in the comments, as usual. All right? Thanks for watching. See you all very soon. Toodle pip. Cheers.